Okay, hello guys. I hope everybody is having a good time today. We are having this webinar that is focused on hosting companies. We're going to talk about marketing. And before we start, I would like to talk a little bit about Cloud Markethink. Cloud Markethink is a marketing agency that is focused on cloud companies, hosting companies, and domainers, and also data centers. And we have been in this business for more than 10 years. And we have worked with many small companies, medium-sized companies, and even large companies all over the world. And because we have had a lot of experience in this, we try to give these services to the same companies that we know best how to promote. And today we have invited four very good people from different companies, from CentralNic to SitePro to Logotron, and of course from Cloud Markethink. And we're going to hear about their insights into how to promote and grow your business, specifically in the hosting sector. Another thing I want to add before going ahead with the introduction of the guests is that we have also prepared a very good ebook that talks about the same topic, how to promote and grow your hosting company. We have gathered a lot of good information and a lot of insightful ideas there, and we will share this with you after the end of the webinar. And of course, you can go to the website cloudmarkethink.com. That's cloudmarkethink.com, and you can download this ebook as well. And another thing that I want to add is that we provide all of our customers with free marketing analysis report. And if you ever want to, go to that. If you want to decide to go on that part, we can also help you with that. And before doing anything, we will provide you with good analysis of your marketing channels. All right, so without further ado, let's start with Marie from CentralNic. The floor is yours, Marie. Please go ahead with your introduction.
Great, thank you. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. Hello to all my fellow panelists. I'm really looking forward to the conversation. Good afternoon and evening. For me, it's morning. I'm in Vancouver, Canada. So calling in from there, excited to be a part of this. I've been with CentralNic for several years as part of an acquisition from a domain company called Hexanet. I've been in the domain industry for about 5 years, advertising for over 20 years. So my background is all advertising agencies, social media from the MySpace, the birth of Facebook days. So I've been around in that for some time. And then got involved in the domain industry and absolutely love it. Work closely with a lot of web hosting companies. It's a great core audience for us in our market. So a lot of what I'll be talking about is how I hope that I'm connecting with you. CentralNic itself, if you're not familiar, is a large publicly traded organization based out of London, England. We have 5 different divisions. So I head up the reseller marketing division, which again, we have many web hosting companies as part of that. Hope that helps.
Thank you, Marie. Okay, let's go ahead with Rohan, please.
Hi, thanks, Nawab. So firstly, thank you to Burqa and Nawab and Cloud Markethink for putting this together. I'm really excited to be here today. I'm Rohan Joseph. I work at Logotron. We're a startup that has built a logo builder, a DIY logo builder for hosting and domains providers. So for them to offer logos as an add-on product along with domains and hosting. Before working at Logotron, I used to head marketing at Reseller Club, which is a reseller-focused domain registrar and web hosting provider. And for the last 3 years, I left and I started Logotron, and that's what we're kind of focusing on right now. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Rohan. Philippe, please go ahead.
Hi, everybody. I'm CEO of SitePro. I also CEO of several companies, but here I represent SitePro. I 20 years in IT business. SitePro is 5 years old, and I will share here a lot of marketing ideas that I learned during my years and during communication with lots of hosting companies. We offer a website builder for SMBs and for reselling. So I know many resellers, so get experience from them and we'll share with you.
Thank you for the introduction, Philip. Burkay, you're last.
Hello, my name is Burkay. For almost 10 years, I'm in hosting and domain industry for marketing sites. I'm the founder of Cloud Markethink Growth Agency. We are helping hosting clouds and domain and IT companies for growth and marketing sites. And also, I also work for Reseller Club with Rohan Joseph. He was my marketing manager at that time. Then in Turkey, I was the marketing manager of NATO.com, which is the biggest hosting companies of the Turkey. And now currently we are helping different hosting companies from different countries for growth and hosting site. And also we are organizing the biggest hosting and cloud event of the Eurasia site named Cloud Talk Global and Hosting Talk Global.
Thank you very much, Burkay. All right. So before we jump into any marketing related question, I want everybody to answer this question about how small to medium sized hosting companies should prepare before doing any marketing activity. So this is not about what marketing activities they should do, but what and how they should prepare for approaching these marketing activities. Could you go ahead first, Burkay, since you were last?
Okay. Actually, now for almost 10 years, I am working with hosting and domain companies from different scale. I work for the biggest one on the markets in Turkey, and when I was working in India, I had a chance to work with Reseller Club. What I see as a problem with small companies, when they, before they start their marketing activities, they need to first create their marketing communication plan very well. So this marketing communication plan needs to include some kind of positioning plan even. If you are running a small scale or medium scale hosting companies, first you need to decide that what kind of positionings you want to do for your customers, how you want to position on customers' minds and hearts. You need to first decide this. Some of the companies doing good WordPress and other one is doing fastest hosting, while others doing is the cheapest domain in the industry. So first you need to decide your positioning plan and what you are going to use as a differentiation point. And the second thing, you need to decide your target audiences for different kind of product, because every product which hosting company sells has different kind of target audiences. While you are selling domain names, you are just speaking to different kind of profiles. For example, domain business has different kind of buyer personas. Everyone is buying domain names. Domain investors buying domain names, bloggers buying domain names, and all this kind of profile has different kind of buyer persona, different kind of features, different kind of needs and motivations to buy. So you need to first make some kind of small segmentation plus micro segmentation, and you need to create this. And also what I see as a problem with hosting companies is before they start their marketing activities, they need to have some kind of measuring plan. This measuring plan needs to have some KPIs, which is going to measure the performance of marketing channels. And there are so many different kind of KPIs on digital side and the business side, which is showing the performance of the hosting company's marketing efforts. For example, SEO digital marketing channel has different than the social media marketing channel. So they all have different kind of KPIs, and you need to set up good kind of infrastructure to measure these results. There are so many basic kind of things you can set up, like Google Analytics and other kind of things to measure the marketing activities results. So you need to give importance about this, and you need to put some targets. Before putting any kind of target to your marketing activities, after some time, if you don't see any kind of results for lead side and the conversion side, you can give up giving advertising. So I see the problem, there is no consistency on marketing side with the people, since they are not putting any targets. After a couple of months spending some advertising budgets, they give up because they don't know what kind of KPI they should follow. So this is the things they need to get some preparation before it starts. And the last thing also, the product design is also so important. Without a good kind of product design, product setup on their webpage, it's not possible to make sales and bring customers to the table. So they need to give importance to create a good product strategy. They need to check the competition on the markets, different kind of hosting companies' products, what they offer, what they put as a price. So they need to try to set up a good product strategy with value-added kind of services on the market. So these are the things they need to be ready before they start marketing, actually.
Okay, thank you very much, Burka. You mentioned very good points about what a company needs to know before, before reaching a specific segment, and they should know their customers, and of course about the product design. So Rohan, while you can address any of the points that Burkai mentioned, I would like to know your insight as well. Please go ahead.
Sure. I actually just want to add to what Burkai said. So Burkai mentioned a lot about what you should do before, but also I feel that another thing that people tend to miss is really understanding the customer's journey once they signed up with you. So it could be a lead or a customer. I think it makes sense to always look at the entire journey the customer goes through, every touch point your company has with that customer, and figure if there's any point that's causing friction, right? Because the biggest waste you can have is a lead is somehow interested in your business, but now you're not able to convert them. So really look at that entire journey and see, okay, what mail is going at what point? Who's contacting the customer after how many days? Can I do something better? Can I be more proactive in that approach? Because if you're able to fix that, then immediately that affects your ROI, immediately affects your lifetime value of the customer. I'll give you a quick example here. So one thing we used to always follow when I used to work at a hosting company before was we used to look at, for a paid customer, how much time it takes for them to get online. And what that means is how much time it takes for them to upload the first page. For a domain customer, it could be to make the first DNS record, right? So what is that time it takes? Because we found that after a certain point, around 4 to 5 days, if they haven't done that much, they're very likely to not renew or take a refund before the 30-day guarantee gets over, right? So what can you do to make that happen faster and help them along that way? So like something that we pitch as Logotron, what we pitch to hosting companies is that logos can be that entry point, right? That if the customer at least gets a logo, they can make a one-pager, which can be a coming soon page even, and then host that one page, and they've at least started. So then the next step is just to edit the one page that they've already started. So what I'm trying to say is that you want to look at how you can get the customer activated as soon as possible and plug any leaks in your lead funnel to make sure that you're not wasting leads and people are going active as soon as possible.
Thank you, Rohan. As they say, the devil is in the detail. All right, Marie, what do you think about the last two panelists? And of course, I would like to know your opinion as well.
Of course. Well, I think they're hitting all the marks. So much has already been said. I think it's also very important to step back and meet with your business leads if you are not the business lead, and look at your business goals. So what are your objectives, short-term and long-term, and make sure that the plan that you're writing complements that you don't have divisions going in different directions. And then again, knowing your customers. So knowing your different personas of the customer that you have. So with CentralNic, I oversee, we have Hexanet, RP Proxy, PartnerGate, which is a boutique registrar reseller, and TPP Wholesale based out of Australia. So for each of those, we look at each of those customers, our customers for all of them, what are their needs? So we know with hosting companies, it's automation is key. Quick turnaround, so you need a quick response when you need it. Price is important, and minimal support. So if you need it, it's minimal and it's a quick turnaround so that they can get focused on core goals. So with that, we look to address those right off the top and then communicate how we're addressing it. So that's a quick, customer experience when they come in, to know that they're taken care of, and then back that up. With that is making sure that internally you have your staff, so your sales support. To me, that is all part of the marketing journey, that you have that prepared, and your marketing team members know the business as well, and they know the pain points of your customers, so they can all directly speak to it. Once you've got all that set up, you have to have your plan. You have to know who you are as a brand, how you're speaking to your customers, so your brand voice. Check all of your presence online so that your website, social media handles, even your sales members, it's a consistent experience online. Have some human, I think everything's gotten so automated that we still need to have some personality. People still, they want to know they can connect with someone. So make sure the essence of the company comes through in the communications that you're planning. and then have your plan, but know that it always has to be evolving and you have to be able to pivot. So have team members that are excited and are open to opportunity and pivoting when needed. And that's how I would get prepared off the top.
All very good points. Thank you very much, Maria. Last but not least, Philip.
Yeah, hi everybody one more time. So I would like to mention that this is very expensive game. So world richest companies spend their budgets on marketing. So GoDaddy, Wix, and others, they're spending money, and you need to compete with them. And what they do, they have lots of money, and they understand that customer acquisition costs go higher. So they understand that tomorrow customer will cost more expensive than now. And what they do now, they're spending now a lot of money just because tomorrow it will cost much more. And you need to compete with them. So how? So firstly, you need to understand that this game is very, like, it's blood game, a lot of debt. And the idea is that you need to compete with best guys who have best agencies. They have, I don't know, more expensive agencies, I said. Maybe they have million a day budgets. They optimize their marketing very well. And you need to compete with them. So firstly, to compete with them, what I recommend, I will put some link there. It's you need to identify yourself. So if you are, I just put some links there. So people, maybe some steps, identify yourself. So the idea is that you need to understand who you are. If you are a web design studio who starts marketing, you are different than you are several geeks who never would like to communicate. And you are different if you work with customers, with VPSs. So you need to understand the same as Burkai said, you understand who you are, how you are different from others. When you somehow, because 100 hosting companies in one country, if they do, everybody of them will do the same things, they're dead, all of them, or maybe mostly of them. So second, think of them. When I visit Africa and visit many hosting companies, so I can prove, if it's a small hosting company, 90% of small hosting companies doing the same mistakes. I record maybe 8 videos or something like that, and put all basic mistakes just in one place. Though people unable to do just correct websites, just stupid menu, no prices, no automatization, as Mary said, just stupid mistakes on the website just kill their business. So firstly, understand who you are, change some mistake on the website. Third, you need to understand that hosting 20 years ago and now it's different. 20 years ago, GoDaddy sell domains and a lot of nice ads. Now GoDaddy sells website builder. If you go to GoDaddy first web page, you will see website builder, half of the page. Why? Because it's much easier to get customers. And one more thing, they usually do trial or free. So they provide customers something for free. So my next suggestion is relate website builder to all your plans just to be competitive, because 20 years ago, hosting company, and now it's 2 generations. And the first thing, you need to have mafia offer. Mafia offer, so you should be totally different from all your competitors. As Burkai said, as Mary is the same. So understand your customers, blah, blah, blah. So all these key points, but the main thing, who you are, what is your mafia offer, and put it to the market. Because if you don't have mafia offer, if you are 20 times cheaper than your competitors, if you are a little bit better, if you use the same keywords, you're dead. So this is my key points. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you very much to everybody. I think everybody is touching on all the important points that are essential for a healthy and good infrastructure to how you build, for example, your business. It could be your website. It could be the content that you put there. It could be the employees that you choose, if they are excited or not, and of course how you design your product. All very good points, and thank you very much, everybody. So let's move to the next question. Okay, so we have gone away with preparation, and now the hosting company, small or medium size, they want to devise a good marketing strategy especially to be able to compete with all those companies that Philip a moment ago mentioned, for example, GoDaddy or any other big companies that spend big marketing dollars. So what do you think their strategy should be to be able to effectively compete with those giants? Rohan, could you go ahead first?
Sure. So I think before we answer that question, I want to talk about a little bit about the pandemic and the situation it's kind of created for hosting companies, right? I think with the pandemic, every business has understood that you have to be digital. So the ones who were already digital or were able to adapt quickly did well during the pandemic. The ones that could not adapt weren't doing well. So I feel that what we've seen with the pandemic is that a lot of companies that were earlier reluctant to go online are now trying to get online. And what that means is the customer profile coming online now may not be as tech savvy, may not be that willing, and might have their own mental blocks to going online. So, and also that creates a unique opportunity for small and medium-sized hosting companies, right? Because this profile of customers won't gel well with the big guys because they need more hand-holding. And the biggest advantage that a small and medium-sized hosting company can provide is that personalized service that a big company will not be able to provide because they're focusing on multiple customers at the same time. They're looking at it as support teams that are doing one representative is speaking to 20,000 customers at the same time, right? So because you can provide that personalized service, you can avoid traps like competing on price. And your challenge really is how do you get that message out that we're going to take care of you, we're going to help you through this process, going to handhold you through the entire process. And also, like Urkai mentioned in the earlier answer, right? You have to relook at your products and say, what can I do to make the barriers of entry smaller? Can I make a plan which is pay as you go, for example? So the customers doesn't have to pay too much upfront, and then over time they grow their hosting requirement with you. Or can you do upsells? Can you get them in on a cheaper product and then upsell them along the way to eventually get to your typical product customer's profile? Or similarly, can you do like I said, upsells, right? So if you can work out what your product portfolio is, how you can differentiate that, and at the same time focus on your core strength, which is going to be support and the personalized service versus pricing, that can go a long way.
Okay, thank you. So I want Marit to be the next person to first respond to Rohan and then shares her own idea. So what Rohan is saying that this is the battle between mom and pop shop, and the corporate world. So what do you think about that, Marie?
It's a great conversation. I also really like and appreciate that Rohan mentioned COVID and the changes that we're seeing. Yeah, I'm sure everyone on this call has seen that change at their business. We have, when we speak to the different domain registries, they've all seen, increase in numbers. So there is this opportunity right now to be a part of someone's journey. That's where I believe that education comes in. So being a resource to your customers. I challenge everyone on this to think about what we can be doing beyond just producing content and pushing it out there. Of course, that's important. Have your blog, add your content, bring in case studies, take people through the experience. We found, say with SSL certificates, it can be overwhelming just seeing a whole list of all the different options that are out there. And many people still don't even really know like why they need one or which type to get. So for us, I mean, on a reseller basis, we not only educate our reseller customers, but we also provide them content and help them educate their customers so that they can make sure that they're passing that down. So that's something that we provide, like in this category, to stand out from others, is make sure that we're looking out for our customers' best interest when they speak to their customers. And no matter what business you're from on this call, you can do that. Be thinking about your end user and what are their needs and how can you help them pass it down. So I really believe in education and being a resource, being a part of a conversation with someone. Also recognizing that you can't, potentially say go head to head with GoDaddy or certain ones at the moment. So recognize that and then celebrate that and find ways to celebrate it. So whether you're starting locally and you have a local presence and you want to build off that, acknowledge it and celebrate it. So let people choose. I think we're also at a time where not all customers out there want to be with, like, you know, the big guys, that they want a local connection. And when there is heart and there's meeting and connection. And that's a place that a lot of hosting companies that I'm seeing succeed are standing out.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good points. Burkay, Marie also, apart from the personal touch of local companies, mentioned about education. And I in the beginning of my conversation, I also mentioned about the ebook that you personally prepared, of course, with the team of designers and others. So I want you to also touch on that and talk a little bit about the ebook and also elaborate on the question that I asked. Go ahead.
Now, a couple of months ago, there was a boxing match between one YouTuber and the boxing industry star. I don't know, did you watch this match? Mayweather and Jack Paul match. And at the break of the match, what the Mayweather was telling that it's not able to hit him. I'm bleeding. He was telling this. So first of all, small and medium companies needs to know that they are not going to be the biggest star of the industry in a short time. But they need to know that their industry leader competitors have some pain points. And these pain points causing them to lose some customers. So first of all, you need to analyze your competitors very well, because every industry giants on the market has some problems, and these problems causing them to lose some customers. For example, in Turkey, one of the medium-sized hosting, now medium, but when we started, it was small hosting company. When we first started working with them for the marketing side, there were so many missing points and pain points of the industry leaders. So we just try to focus on these points. So we just try to create some communication plan over these points. And we just try to show our differences for this point. And what we realized that they are coming in a short time. So for example, the industry leading customers were not able to serve a good support, because since their size is so big, they are not giving the boutique support like the small ones offering. So you need to find these pain points and you need to shoot over there. And the second thing, what I realized with small companies, they always try to compete with the big ones for the price wars. You can't create all your product strategy to price. You know, what they do as mistake, whatever industry leader is selling as price, they just try to decrease the price under this. And they just try to make a price war with these industry giants. You can't. Maybe in a short term, you can have some price war with the industry giants, but in the long term, they can easily beat you because they have more resource than you have. Even they are having some kind of rebates from the registries, you know, and many small and hosting companies is not even a registrar. They are not doing ICANN accreditation, and they are not going a good price for the domain site as well. So you need to find some way to create some value-added services on the product sides. All the small hosting companies neglecting this. I don't see any small hosting companies thinking on the products. They always think about the price and the marketing channels. But before you create a good product, which is going to have a value-added services, you can't achieve anything on the market, because this product is going to bring customers to you more than marketing. Today, if you see the sample of small companies, which is becoming the big ones, you will see that they are focusing on the product first, then marketing channels. And the next thing, you need to pick a manageable marketing channels. And you need to start with small budget, then you need to grow. Some hosting companies suppose that by putting so much money to Google Ads, they are going to bring customers on the table in the short term. No, whatever you do for PPC sites, however you bring customers to do your website, this doesn't mean that they are going to buy from you, because they are aware about alternatives. So they are going to go to another website to check the price, features, etc. And as Philip told, all the product is quite same. Share hosting markets product, all the same. All of them is doing SSD, all of them is doing unlimited websites, and all of them giving free domain names. So you need to think something value-added services. So you can think to give dedicated premium support for free. You can think to give lifetime services, which is going to help their business to grow. You can offer the best domain management panel in the market. You need to do something to create differences. And this is not a just price. So this is the basic things I want to add actually. And last thing, you need to be consistent. 1 year, 2 years, it's gonna take some time. And now, as I said, one of the hosting companies in Turkey we work with, at the first position on the hosting keywords and domain keywords. It took 3 years to be there. We create engagements, strategies, and we spend so much money, and we manage all this marketing channel with a good kind of product strategy.
Okay, and what about the education part?
Education parts, actually, there are so many things to do. Actually, Reseller Club were doing this very well. When I was working for Reseller Club in 2012, they were doing the biggest hosting event of the market, and they were doing so many meetups, and they are creating so many contents. So contents, you know, case studies, different kind of resources, ebooks is going to help to educate your companies. So Philips company is also doing this very well. They create so many videos. They are creating so many resources to educate their customer to create some engagement even.
Okay, thank you, Burkay. Okay, Philip, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with Burkay very well. So he's all practical. So he really have very nice study. But from theoretical side, just what we recommend to take into account. So firstly, let's carefully calculate lifetime revenue from customer and how much costs the customer. And usually in 90% of cases, people just do not calculate, but if they calculate, they understand that market is more expensive, is unprofitable. 90% of cases. So it's they do not calculate or it's not or it's unprofitable. So it's usually 90% of cases. So only 5 or 10% of companies do profitable marketing. So when you understand this, I really recommend you to find creative guys, I don't know, like Burkay Nawab, or I don't know, some creative guys on the web if they exist, to build extreme methods. Because earlier it was emails. Emails worked, still they work in some countries, but earlier with emails you can get lots of customers. Now it's halfly legal or very complicated. For example, about domains data. Earlier it was quite to be legal or not, but just 5 years ago with domains data you can do lots of things. Right now it's you still can buy a lot of data, but it's very, very complicated. So what I suggest to you, if you are small and need to be big, you need to do extreme method, very extreme methods. So do something with big difference. Yeah. Also, I like to share links. So we have also shared hosting tips where shared hosting companies share the examples. There are hundreds of advices from like GoDaddy and other guys, really leaders in their markets. Also guys from Canada, from Mexico, from USA and everywhere. They just share the hosting tips that we're able to expand in 2 minutes. And one more thing is from me, I also put to not be forgettable, not a link, but later will be I can add the link. There we suggest to start using growth hacking. Growth hacking, by the way, it's in some areas exists, but still lots of marketing departments do not know what is it. I am just shocked, but and the idea when we start testing with growth hackings, of course, with growth hackers and with these methodics, we find for us like 4 key points that really are very strong for marketing. First of all, you have to have free product, or some of your product should be a small free, or you should have a real marketing offer, like very strong, not 10% cheaper or not 10 times better, but like 10 times faster, or technologically you are more strongest, or something with a big difference, as Pepal said, like 0 to 1, something like that. Second things, so you should have a different business model. So if you have a good product, it's not enough. Good product, you need to have a correct business plan. Maybe everybody bill annually, you can bill per week. Everybody bill annually, you can bill, I don't know, per month, per day, per 10 years. Sell forever plans, I don't know. Second things, you need to have a partner networks. And fourth one is do NFX, it's network effect. I really recommend you to study this because in hosting industry, network effect doesn't exist. By the way, I can put also a link here as example, this one, yeah. The idea why I recommend this, just 2 examples. You do know Microsoft Office? Just Microsoft Office is a good business. Like 10 years ago, there are no competitors. Microsoft Office like owns the world. And then Google Sheets came with several things. Just work in browser, not fast, very bad, just work in browser, one benefit. Start providing for free. Has a lot of partners and huge network effect. With 5 people together can edit the same document. The same with Adobe Photoshop. Do you know Adobe Photoshop? Very nice product. 10 years ago, it was leading the product in the world. So Instagram came and said, you can edit your photos just on the mobile, no computer needs. It's free. You can share with all your friends. You don't need to use emails. And like a lot of partners who use it, a lot of influencers. So the idea is that these 4 techniques can kill everywhere. And in hosting industry, still network effects not exist. So we just put all our energy now here. So we're building right now, this network, use network effects for growing. So thanks for the time.
Okay, thank you, Philip. Very good point. And interesting to talk about something that is missing from the sector, networking. And actually, my next question is kind of related to what Philip said. So we talked about how we want to reach this target audience. So, in your opinion, what do you think is the best channels or the best channel that you can promote your advertisement or you can reach your target audience? Burkay, could you go ahead first?
Yeah, of course. Now, actually, there are so many different kind of digital and traditional marketing channels. It's mostly hosting companies doing B2C sales. So they need to go with digital marketing channels. And at the beginning of the marketing, first they need to understand that the marketing channels anatomy. For example, there are some marketing channels is going to bring you direct sales, direct leads, direct conversion, but some of them is not going to bring you anything. They are just going to assist the conversion. So there are different kind of tips marketing channels. Some of them is assisting very well, while others is doing direct goal. So apart from this, there are some marketing channels who is going to just help you to reach the new target audience, but others is going to help you for just engagement. For example, the operations of email, content, and other this kind of things can be used as an engagement targets, but SEO and SEM and other kind of social media marketing activities can be used to reach targets. There are many different kind of ways to use these channels for different kind of targets. But what I see in the hosting industry mostly, the search engine marketing side is so important because there are so many search about the keywords, and these keywords every month searched by the people on the Google. So you need to be there, you need to be ready to show yourself. So you need to make some plan to be visible on the Google results. In the long term, search engine optimization is a good idea to go, but you need to think very strategically about search engine optimization. There are different kind of parts of it. It's not just having some link building from the forums and other kind of platforms. There's a technical things to take care on the software side. There's a UX side of it. And there are so many things about the content to think. So you need to have a good content, etc. Another kind of channels is the PPC is working very well for the companies. But all these things need some brand awareness too. So you need to invest some kind of brand awareness work as well. So mostly the company I work with, we are using content and some kind of digital events to increase the brand awareness of the company. We try to create some engagements. We try to make some brand awareness on the customers. And when you do it with content, videos, different kind of digital events, it's going to be easier for you to convert the visitors into the customer. Otherwise, although you are positioning at the top for the Google ads, when the when the customers come to your website, they do not convert. When the visitors come to your website, they do not convert because they don't know you. They see there is a good price, good products, but it's not enough. You need to have some more things to make them convert. One of them is the brand awareness. The second one is the good UX, good content, good product, etc. And mostly we use different kind of marketing channels too, especially for the retargeting. Rohan is going to maybe tell better too. When I was working for Reseller Club, I was he taught me actually the first remarketing, how to set up, etc. And he had told me that time one customer to convert on the hosting product taking maybe 15 to maybe 30, 60 days. So you need to always be visible to that visitors who come to your website. You need to show advertising on different kind of marketing channels for remarketing sites. So you need to be on YouTube, you need to be on social media, you need to be on different kind of platforms to make a remarketing, and you need to make yourself remember to them by offering some kind of, by sending some kind of good offers, personalized offers via email, push notification, and SMS. So there is no one channel, there is a football team. You need to use all your players for different goals to score.
Thank you very much. Very nice analogy at the end, Burkay. Since it is also related to Rohan, why don't you go next? Rohan, are you there? I guess there's a problem with Rohan's connection. So Philip, could you
That's a long time to convert. Sorry.
Sorry, Rohan. Go ahead. Go ahead. We have you now. It seems that there's a connection problem.
Great.
But
great. Okay. I think I'm having some network problem.
Right.
Yeah.
It's fixed now. You can go ahead.
Okay, great. So what I want to say was, building on what Burkay said, and actually a little bit about Philip said as well, is that what's going to be important for your digital strategy as well is the long tail keywords, right? You want to identify a niche for yourself, and that can be anything. So don't restrict yourself to thinking about just, like, for example, if you want to target gamers and you want to do a Discord server, that's one example of it. But if you have access to any audience, so this could be dentists in your city, for example, and you know their association through a personal contact, that's an audience for you. If you can build a product around that and target them specifically, that's going to be cheaper for you than directly focusing on keywords like shared hosting. That's good. Shared hosting is going to be super expensive. That's not a good idea regardless, right? But if you can focus on a specific market, build something for them, and really own that market completely, that's going to work wonders for you. So even that makes your marketing cheaper and also allows you to really focus your product and your service towards that one market. So I'd say something like what Burkay said as well. The channel is not as important as understanding who your audience is. Understand your audience wherever the audience is, you need to be. If they're on Instagram, you need to be on Instagram. It doesn't matter if it's a free channel or a paid channel. You have to be there. If you think it's flyers that it's going to work, do flyers, right? However, whatever it takes to reach that audience is what you need to be doing. And don't restrict yourself to just, I'm going to put money in Google and hope it works. That's not a strategy that's going to work for small and medium-sized company.
Thank you, Ron. So what you're saying is that first you need to do your due diligence and then invest in any of the channels that are important. Philip, right. Do you have any insight?
Yes, I have insight. Just try to collect a lot of different things to post in chat. So firstly, I totally agree with Burkay about what he said about social and about paid traffic, and also agree with Rohan that you need to understand who is your audience and depend on your audience, market it. But what we did, we stopped all spend for Google AdWords. By the way, we did it just because we spent for end customer 10 times more that we get from that, about 10 times, one to 10. So we spend $10, get one. Later we optimize, maybe we spend 5, get one, but still we don't spend 1 and get 5. And of course we can optimize and we play with that. But when we take long things, we also understood several very critical things. So first of all, when you do not invest in Google AdWords, it's very important. when you do not understand on Google AdWords, your search result goes bad. And we find an article, just try to find this article now, but enable. It's like 17 key points that influence search engines. And there were like 17 key points, 12 key points, and last 5 it's about keywords. So first 12, it's Google AdWords, traffic, drop rate, time on the website. So 12 key points, not related to your key points. So the idea that search engines comes to like something virtual, and what we understood, if you don't spend money for Google AdWords, you don't get SEO traffic. So Google somehow understands. Burkai spent €1,000 for Google, you will get some traffic. Now I've spent 10,000, you will get some traffic and SEO as well. And we totally, maybe during last 2 years, we rebuilt our SEO structure 3 times totally. We have like totally different structure. We localized for every language, like 200 for countries, 200 countries. We can localize for every language. For example, Turkey, as example, can have like as example Turkish and English. Or Ukraine can have unique Russian and Ukrainian. Or Belarus will have Belarusian language, but Russian is the same as Ukraine. Something like that. We did a lot of study, and traffic always the same, no difference. And we understand that Google just know your importance, how much money you spend, so much SEO traffic you get. Of course, you can still play with that, but it's very related, very related. A lot of things in our case, Facebook provide word of mouth, but not leads. So if you still can get leads with Google Ads, if you're very successful, if you're doing on right market, like audience, and you get money with Google AdWords, with Facebook, it doesn't work at all. Facebook generates a lot of likes, a lot of, it's expand your brand, but Facebook does not generate leads, just in our case. And also we talked to many businesses, never heard that Facebook generate for us. But by the way, we talked like with some hostings in Belarus, as examples, I said, Instagram generate traffic for us. Leads, Instagram generate leads for shared hosting. I was just shocked. Also, one more thing that we invest a lot, invest a lot in our like website. As example, I put one more link about domainity. So we create rating and we put a lot of energy so people start using domainity ratings. Where is domainity better? In Canada or US or Netherlands, domainity is better. We can now with domainity compare Netherlands and Canada, who is better? Or for example, I have a Turkey. And we know that in Turkey, like 5 times worse than in Netherlands, as example. So we develop our website and also suggest to all customers, develop your own websites. Also, we get only one time during our life, we increase our traffic 5 times, just in 1 week. We were shocked because we didn't spend any money for that. So just influencers found us. I also have video about that. I will put video later. But the idea, just influencers found our nice technology and start advertising it. I just put also the link here. So we don't spend any single dollar and our traffic expand 5 times during the week. Just influencers found good technology and start using it. So life hack here, just find where you can use your unique technology. So if you have something unique technology, just you need to find the way where you can do it. But in our case, it should be somehow a little bit free, excellent technology, and use influencers. In our case, it was vloggers, because in text world, I don't know if you succeed, but we see that Wix bought everything on the market. And the problem is that Wix, not the problem is that he bought everything. So everybody dance following Wix music, and Wix pay a lot. And once Wix pay $100 for lead, and Mary come to the same blogger, they said, Wix pays me $100. How much will pay me? And it destroys the market. Maybe not his, but GoDaddy, everybody else. So about one more channel, it's 3F, the same as with Merfers, friends, family, and fools. So if you are small, if you have 20 or 100 customers, still friends, still family members, and still fools, like some ideas. And the last one, while you're small, just use any crazy channels ever half legal, for my opinion. Rockefeller said, I can describe you how I earn every million instead of first one, just because first one was illegal. So if you're small, use all possible methods. So family, friends, fools, I don't know, any methods to become bigger. Yeah, so it's everything about channels.
Okay, thank you very much, Philip. At the end, I mean, I think everybody can relate to what you said at the end, but we cannot, condone such an activity here. In any case, Marie, last but not least, what do you think?
Awesome. I'll try and bookend or recap what everyone's covered here. Great points from all the guys. But yeah, based on timing, I'll sort of treat this as a recap. Again, step one, come back to the core root of your business and the service that you provide. Building on Philip's point, the friends family side, nothing is better to this day than word of mouth. So an excellent review from someone, we definitely see the visits to the sites go up when there's a review. We watch daily the analytics of the site. So make sure that for all of the efforts that you're doing, so often people get busy, put the money out or launch a campaign and then don't carefully watch and monitor it. And there's a ton to learn from watching that. One other thing I'll throw in this is using all of these channels that we have now to watch. So, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, look at what people are talking about. So if you have key customers that you want to come to you, use not only your outward message, but make sure that you're using everything available as a resource to learn about your customers and their needs. Have two-way engagement conversations. So make sure, again, your sales team, as a brand, you're able to have these conversations. With so many of these types of events going on where we have these webinars, get yourself out there and seen, be a thought leader and add content to the conversation. That will help with like the backlinking side of things. When events are back on, again, whether that is a match for your customer base or not, but sort of building on some of the earlier points, that brand awareness. So you want to be doing new growth and then still being present with your brand. So find the channels where your customers are and then be consistent on those brands, see how they're using the channels. So say Facebook, same thing, it used to be great for business. That has, since they went public, it's completely dropped off on the business side of our success of what you can do there, but you can have a consistent brand and identity there. But I am not putting marketing dollars beyond some posting to show that we're still current. We can take customer questions and post everything there as needed. So sort of step one is, where are your customers? Where are they looking for information? What are their challenges? And then meet them there. So you have to really think about what are your goals and what are your customers' goals, and then matching them. The SEO that was covered earlier as well by Burke is so true. I still believe in strong SEO. There's, again, something that you can learn a lot by not only auditing your site, but auditing your competitor sites. And then also looking aspirationally beyond your competitors. So I think often we get so caught up in watching our competitors so closely. Look beyond your customers and past everybody else. Look at what other companies are doing that you're inspired by and how are they connecting. So don't get too stuck in your own market, or else you'll be stalking in the exact same way. So look for inspiration beyond. That's the aspirational side of my comments. I really feel like the guys have done a great job of covering everything, measuring and retrying things, tweaking it as you go. Don't be afraid to experiment and get your name out there. By putting yourself out there, backlinking, if you can do an interview, get that done and posted. It does pay off. And lastly, as Burkai said, some of it is a long haul game. So don't try something for 6 months and then give up and say it didn't work. This is where you're always tweaking and adjusting, moving some money around, exactly what Philip covered for the changes that he made on the Google side of things. Really pay attention to the work that you're doing and have group conversations, and don't take it personal. Go back and say, okay, awesome, great. How can we build on this? And don't get stuck in yes or no's.
Exactly. Thank you very much to everybody. All good points. So let's say that we took care of the marketing, and we have a database of customers. We have a connection with them. We have a personal touch, or we managed to bring this customer with designing a good product. Okay, so how to retain this customer base? What sort of activities should small to medium-sized hosting companies do? So let's start with Rohan this time.
Hi. So thank you, Nawab. I think I spoke about in the start as well that retention is very important for you. It's more important as important as acquiring a new customer. So I feel when you're looking at retention, something that the other panelists also mentioned, it's going to come back to your brand equity and how you are, how consistent you are with, and a big part of that is also your service. And I spoke about this earlier as well, that the kind of service you provide is going to massively affect the retention that you see, right? Another important factor is going to be value-added services. Because again, like I said, you're offering for value. You want to add as much as you possibly can, as little freebies or extra service that you can offer along with the hosting or domain that they're buying, right? Shameless plug here, logo can be an example of that, right? Or it could be anything else. It could be like Book I mentioned again, dedicated support or something else as well. So offer more, be consistent is what I would say. These two are the core advice that I would give to anyone. Yeah, for attention.
Thank you, Rohan. Burkay, could you go ahead? You are on mute, Burkay.
Sorry, guys. Now, first of all, to retain your customer, first you need to activate that customer. You need to make them use the product. So many hosting and domain companies never give importance to activation of their customer. They suppose that if you sell any kind of website builder to your customer, you believe that they are using it. But Philip is going to tell better than me. Most of the customers who buy this product never activate this product, and when the time comes for renewal, they quit because they didn't use this product. They're not going to renew this. So you need to first create some strategies to make them activate their products if you want some good retention and if you don't want churn. And the second thing, not just when they need help, before they need help, try to connect with them to ask about how they are satisfied with the product they use. Remind yourself, make them remember you before they need you, you know. And if you are doing some kind of questionnaires, ask them about how do they use the products. You know, if they remember you, they will say that, wow, I am spending money for this hosting company and they're asking my satisfaction, they are caring about me. And especially before, and also when they need any kind of support, they will remember you with this support activity. When they are in problem, if you can't support them, and if you can support them but not as fast as they expect, they are going to remember you as a bad company who never gives support to them, although you do many things to keep their website alive during the year. You are giving 99% uptime, but they will remember you with just one mistake. So in that problem era, you need to help them and you need to give them a good support. And the last thing, you need to remind them about the value of the product they use. You need to make them understand how many domain names they use with you, how many email address they have. GoDaddy is doing this very well, actually. Every month, they are sending some kind of reminder to you to make you understand what you use with them, how many disk space you use for hosting, maybe how many email address you use with them. They try to show you what you are paying for. So this is very important. And the last thing is, you need to remind them before the renewal time comes, but not just sending an email. Most of those companies send the email with WHMCS default reminder process. They are sending email, but there is no any kind of personalized offer in that email according to customer segmentation. So when the time comes, if the customer is not happy with your product, or they are paying more than they accept. Mostly of the hosting companies, renewal price is more than the price they buy. So you need to do something for specialized offers, remind them via email, SMS, phone calls to make them understand they are using this product, the renewal time is coming, and you are doing special things for them for renewal. So they are going to retain this. And the last thing is, if you offer a good product, if they are happy, don't worry, they will stay with you.
Thank you to both Rohan and Burkay. Marie, would you like to go next?
Sure, thank you. Yeah, it covered on the side of support. So we all know that it costs more to gain a new customer than it does to retain a customer. So the key goal here is bringing people in and then making sure they're very, very happy all the way through. Support, excellent first point of contact. Once they are in that, make sure you have your account managers or sales folks following up with key individuals as well regularly. But on the support side, then it's training internally. So again, if you're at an event and you have representatives, that they can handle questions that might come at them in those moments, that the support experience is very smooth for people when they call or chat or message in or however they contact you. The next one would be listening. And again, I think so often we're all so busy. So it's all this outward communication all the time. But there's so much key information that even your support team, when they're taking a call, if they have the right funnel to channel the feedback that they get upward, and that gets heard throughout the organization, then that can help direct the business decisions that you make when you're planning for, the next 6 months, next year. So you want to make sure that everyone can funnel information back. Listen, so watch what people are saying online. If they're talking to you and you get a piece of feedback, hear that. And then if you see common themes, react to it. We do that with our WHMCS plugins, that there is a lot of the plugins that we have and what we've created are based on customer feedback. So customers flagging issues that they're having, whether it's something that doesn't exist yet, if it's at a different company that they haven't been able to get it working properly. And we take that and we've built modules based on the feedback of our customers. If you're doing surveys, which I highly encourage, is speaking to your customers, whether it be by a survey or with account managers, not only get their feedback, but make sure it's tracked so that you can follow up with them and say, you asked for this and here's what we've delivered. There's nothing worse, in my opinion, than doing a survey and giving nothing back to your customers at some point on what you did with that information. Let people know that they've actually been heard, that we didn't just absorb it and go, great, thanks, and move on. So make sure you show how you're listening and how you're responding to things.
Thank you very much. Actually, Murray, one of the most important departments at any company that gets most of the times overlooked is the customer service. And you mentioned a very good point about that. Thank you. And last but not least, Philip.
Okay, while Mary talking, I just remember my visit to Canada. I was talking with Brett Tuckenberry from Rebel, and just put his interview, and he said, people need to activate domain names. So have a small single website, like one page, only contacts, Google Maps, something like that, motivate people to activate the web page. And once domain has something on the website, it's dramatically influence the retention of domain names. But I agree totally with everybody who talked before that quality is the most important thing. So once people come to like a couple came to the lawyer for divorce, it's too late to change something. So you need to talk before. So quality is number one, because we have several projects. So we understand that as a remind one more thing about network effect. So while you have common accounts, if you use network effect, the turn rate can change 10 times, not 10%, but 10 times. So when all network of people work with the same account, the turn rate can be decreased by 90%. So of course, the most easiest methods that we saw with all website builders and also hosting companies who sell website builders, usually they recommend 3-year payments. So hosting company usually takes every month. Website builder usually recommend to take 3 years to decrease retention, at least 1 year. So we did the study, analyze everybody. So it was like a choice. And one more thing about, I also agree with Marian Burkai about that. So people need to use the service. If they buy website builders, they need to use it. If they have domain names, they need to use it. And in that case, website imports just in our case helps a lot, because when people have unused domains, if you order them, just do something, just simple website, template done, put contact, just automatically through API, put contact on the website, or just import website from somewhere, put here, or redirect domain somewhere. It's really increase retention, and so it's all basic methods, I think.
Okay, thank you very much to everybody. It was really a great webinar from all of you. I really personally enjoyed it, and I'm sure that the participants also enjoyed your insightful ideas and opinions. Since we're out of time, I'm not going to go ahead with any questions. So thank you to everybody, to our panelists and to our participants. Have a good day and hope to see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you for this nice webinar.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Take care.